All right, let's get it. Right now, it's like peak spring air smell. There's just so many flowers blooming. It's such a sweet smell. Absolutely lovely. But today we're talking on study yourself. In life, we do so much studying of things outside ourselves. We go to school to learn how to get a job in whatever field. So we study math, we study science, we study, all these things outside of ourselves, business skills, things of that sort. But a hugely neglected thing nowadays is studying yourself. And I think that that's a huge problem because when we study something to understand it. That is, you study things to understand them and know how they work, how they function. And when you don't study yourself, learning about yourself, you don't understand how you function, mentally, how you live your life, all those things. And so I think that as time goes on, there become bigger and bigger divides between who we are and how we're living. And that a huge problem of why that happens is because, we're studying all these things out. Well, studying, we're probably distracted by all these things like TV, TikTok, just all these things that, I'm not interested in just sitting down and learning about myself because it is boring. It is, boring, more boring than like sitting down and just taking some time to kind of get to know yourself. But when we neglect to do that, how we live is not kind of true to ourselves. And so we end up, I think that's, I'm not at the middle of my life, but I believe that that's a big reason why midlife crises happen is because people don't live kind of true to their, selves, and then they bottle it up, and then all of a sudden, middle of their life, they realize, I don't like how I'm living, and so they kind of blow up. And, I'm not at the middle of my life, so give me some grace there, but it is just a huge kind of problem, I think, that is, everyone will have to face at some point, is they're going to realize that the life that they're living, they are not happy with, and a huge reason that we can, or a huge way that we can prevent that is studying ourselves. When we study ourselves, we understand ourselves, and then we can understand how we want to live, who we want to be, much more. Maybe not perfectly, and it may change over time, but it's going to give us a much better starting place than if we never actually kind of examine ourselves. And that's another part. Part of studying yourself, kind of like, is looking at your thoughts, your actions, your inactions, your habits, how just all these things put together, which equal kind of how you live your life. And so you have to look at them and understand them and know what, your thoughts and actions are in order to, change into who you want to become. And whenever you're dealing with anything mental, the best thing that you can do ever, I believe, is write things down. When you have things up in your mind floating around, it can be really easy to lose track of things, get super confused. But when you write them down, you can put them right in front of you and deal with them much more effectively. And that's just a hugely like supportive thing that you can do, because then, you actually can look at what you need to solve rather than be like, oh, what was it that I need to do again? And and keep on living kind of the life that you don't want to be living. So it's kind of a two-part strategy. Sit down, examine yourself, listen to your thoughts without a distraction, preferably, aka phone, TV, things of that sort, people. And then write down what you learn about yourself. Write down what you learn about yourself, study yourself. And that's like the entire point, is look at who you are naturally. Because I think that there are things that, we just naturally, innately have inside of us that makes us kind of unique. And listen to that part of you. But I think that that's everything. I'm going to go ahead and dunk. I don't know why, but 49 degrees feels way colder than like it used to. Because this feels like what like 43 or like low 40s would feel like during the winter. I think it's because my body got used to warmer temperatures. And so now it kind of has to readapt. Which is, it's not my favorite that I kind of lost the super cold ability, but it's getting into summer, so we'll get it back next winter. But all right, let's dunk. That is good. God, I gotta show you again. Look at that. God, it's just so beautiful. I just can't get over how pretty this tree is. Like, look at that. Got my cat over there. All right. I hope you have enjoyed and have a great day. Bye-bye.